It's pristine, it's clear. Unfortunately, I have to destroy it because I have to get all this water out of here.
We just had a crazy experience.
So we got some really bad news. I say we excavate here, build, and have like a natural swimming pool down here.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We finished our chicken coop in the last episodes and we're moving on to a new project.
Yeah, the chicken coop was kind of like a fantasy project, just something to upgrade the living situation for our growing family. So now we're to like a necessity situation, and this is something that I've been trying to learn for some time because I don't know anything about it, and it's going to be kind of a rougher project for me. It's one I'm definitely not looking forward to, and I had to mentally prepare myself for. But when you're out here living in the sticks, you're living off the land, you're trying to get as much from the earth as you can to survive. We need this to solve a problem. Even though it rains here a lot and we can catch a lot of water, our water situation, waiting for clouds and staring up at the sky, it's really not ideal when you need to do laundry. You get as filthy as me, you got to wash your hair, you got a lot of stuff going on. So this week we really want to solve our water situation, and I think we can do it. You may have seen our previous video when we discovered this. For the first couple weeks that we got the land, we were hand macheting little trails through the forest because a neighbor told me that this was on here. So I was trying to find things like the waterways, the wells, where the animals are maybe walking or where water was draining with my hand before I had a big machine come in, because I didn't want the machine to disturb anything. The machine might have came in and just ran this thing completely over because it was buried entirely in jungle. It took us a while to find it, but that worked out well for us. This thing was completely full of mud and trees when I first found it, so I did clear a lot of that off so that I could have it exposed. It was full of dirt, so I came down one day and that's what all this dirt is. I cleared out just a couple feet to see how well it would clarify itself and how well it would maintain, and I'm really happy. You come here and there's definitely several hundred gallons of water right now in here that's crystal clear, that I'm not sure would be good for drinking straight out of here. I'm sure there's little bugs and things like that that could make you sick, but through a filtration system it could be a freshwater source for drinking, and definitely it would be good enough for doing laundry, dishes, things of that sort. So I'm really happy. It's pristine, it's clear. Unfortunately, I have to destroy it because I have to get all this water out of here, climb down there, and I'd like to take as much mud out as I can. I'd like to get down to like the 7 to 8 feet range. Find a bottom to this would be great. If not, I'll just probably dig it down and then fill the first couple feet with gravel or stones to try to keep the water cleaner and cleaner, and then I'll be able to use this essentially for my well. So the first step is I have to get all this beautiful pristine water out. That kind of is a tough problem because the water will never stop coming in. It does flow, and we have been getting a lot of rain lately, so this water is going to keep flowing. Where it's at now is the water level, so I'll have to fight that the entire time. But first thing, get the water out so I can get to the mud and get that out. Alright, so this flow that you can see is what I'll be battling the whole time. That's the flow from the seep. That's what's coming in. Starts about right here, you know, it comes in pretty steady. The water's already clear that comes out, so good flow, but I gotta hustle, get this mud out of here. Alright guys, so we got some really bad news. Kristen, while I was down here in the hole, she looked back over the deed and she has informed me that this was not the Menantial, that this was the old septic for the house that was here before.
Matt, shut up.
So I've been down here, just kidding. It's not the septic, but I did find a broken beer bottle, so, you know, there is a hint of danger out here. I'm living on the edge.
You have no shoes on.
No shoes. All right, y'all, so been down here for about an hour and I think I found the bottom, but unfortunately I'm probably still only about halfway completed. So I got about staring down the barrel of another 45 minutes to an hour in this bad boy. Alright, so I got it mucked out to the bottom. Still plenty of dirt in here. But I'm thinking while I got it all destroyed and annihilated, I need to clean back this area on top a little bit, because obviously I'm going to have to build like a pump house or something on it, and I don't want all this stuff, once the water is clean and pristine again, to be rolling all of this garbage in here. So I'm going to clean that back a little, and then a little bit of get the water out, scrub down the walls, and we should be ready to move to the next step. Now that I got it all mucked out, all the dirt is out, most of it, as much as I could get. I got down to the bottom. The bottom is rock. And then there looks like they had some gravel and some concrete in here as well. So now it's going to fill back up through the seeps, through all the rock, and then we're going to come back later and see what it looks like, how clear it is. Obviously this is a ton of water if it's rainy, so this is going to be a blessing at a minimum for the animals and for the laundry problem. And then I think if I can figure out filtration system, I think it could be drinking water too.
Alright guys, it's the next day. We just had a crazy experience. We heard Roxanne going crazy again and we said, oh no, it's the hawk. So we ran out the door of the RV and there she was. Luckily they were inside of the chicken coop and jumping out she was jumping out at the screen, and as we saw, there was the hawk on the floor jumping right back at her through the screen. So I don't know, they got some real beef going on. It's terrifying to see that hawk because every time you have to hurry up and count the babies and see, are they all there? Did one accidentally slip out? Did the talons rip through the thing and rip a baby in half?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of hawk stuff after the first hawk encounter, and they pretty much, I mean, a baby chick is like a marshmallow basically to them. So any interaction with the hawk for a chick would be donezo. The bigger chickens, you know, when you grabbed a hold of Roxanne earlier in life, she was fine. They're a little bit more, you know, sturdily built, but a chicken, I saw them eating chicks and other baby birds, and it's just like,
and the worst part is there's two of them. So I think the hawk the first time from our last video when we had the hawk time was a girl, and now it was her and her man.
Well, maybe or maybe not. Let me know, any of my hawk experts out there. So the one that came, the first hawk that came was smaller, and it's like all brown, less beautiful foliage. And then the one that came with it was a little larger with like a really bright red tail, much more prominent markings. So let me know which one's the male and which one's the female, because either one of them finna catch this machete if they keep messing with my babies. All right, so it's been about half a day or something since we cleaned out that well. Now we're gonna head back down there to see how much water came back in, how clear it is, how it's looking. Hopefully, I'm hoping it just looks like a crystal clear oasis, but it might still be a little mucky. All right, I'm really pleased with the clarity of the water in only less than a day. It's crystal clear. Obviously, this would be a huge benefit for the animals, for doing laundry. It's going to be great, but I'm kind of thinking, if I'm being really real with you here, Kristen, I say we excavate here, build, and have like a natural swimming pool down here.
Yes.
That might be kind of fly, and then we can always have a pump to pump out our fresh water if we need it, because it just fills itself.
That would be nice.
It might be on, y'all. We might have to build the house down here. All right, so now that we're feeling more than lovely about the quality of the water, Now we have to solve the problem of getting it from down here in the Menanche to up to our lovely trailer home. So that's going to include a long pipe, I think. I think if I get a pump, big enough pump on this, we're probably about 200 feet, I'd say, from where I want to put the hose bib so that we can reach the house. And yeah, we're going to have to bushwhack through the forest. We think we're going to come out at the right spot, but we have to get a spot where we can lay our pipe, glue our pipes together, and get the water from here on up the lane. All right, so we're thinking right here, straight up this mountain, should take us straight to the road. Then once we get there, we should be able to 90 it, have a lot more access to most of the pipe, and it should be a lot easier and get this straight up run out of the way pretty quick. All right, we did some hard bushwhacking. I broke the handle on my machete, so if you get these cheap Ferreteria machetes, be careful because the handle will break off and then the metal will slice your hand. Ask me how I know. But either way, we got up. I'm a little concerned about the rise here, the elevation. It does come up pretty far. I'm gonna say this is 60 feet, 6 stories probably, more or less straight up. So I don't know. How big of a pump do I need? All my Menanche supervisors, I was thinking like a 2-horse pump might get it up here, but I don't know. I also don't know if I should use 3/4 pipe to bring it up or 1-inch pipe to bring it up. I have some questions, some engineering that I have to figure out, but either way, we have our path out, and I think we're one step closer to getting this water done.